APC releases new dates for elective congresses, and this is the press statement from APC. The All Progressive Congress has approved new dates for the earlier postponed River State chapter's elective congresses as follows. Ward congresses scheduled for Saturday, November 16, 2024. And then on to local government congress scheduled for Saturday, November 23, 2024. And state congresses is scheduled for Saturday, November 30, 2024. The decision was reached at the meeting of the National Working Committee held on Wednesday, October 23, 2024 at the party's National Secretariat in Abuja. Other schedule of activities related to the congresses will be announced in due course. Signed, Felix Moka, ESQ, National Publicity Secretary, All Progressive Congress. Amy, what do you make of this story? Recall that they scheduled the earlier scheduled congresses was cancelled, and now they have come up with a new date in November. How do you see this playing out, considering that APC in Rivers State is currently factionalized?
You see, the idea of forming a political party in a democratic system is to have people who have one mind, people who can politic together with the idea or with the mindset of winning an elections and forming a government of the place. And APC is a family who have, been able to form some kind of synergy within the members all these years since 2015. And I believe that just organizing your congresses where your house is on fire, you are fashionalized and all that, will not actually give you the unity, because this is democracy. Democracy is a game of number. You need the people to be on your side. You need everybody to be on board for you to win that majority, because one talking to another, if you have, for an instance, 100 persons who believe in an agenda, out of that 100 persons, if you make it mandatory that as you are going, talk to one person, the other person talk to one person, each person talking to one person, it means you have spoken to 200 persons. And those 200 persons speaking to another 200, so you keep on multiplying in a geometric form. That is the idea of a political party. But if you think you want to, police yourself to an extent that you are fashionalized and you have so much imbroglio with existing with you might not actually get the required support that you need in an election. So I think this is what they have seen. That yes, there are states that we need to put together, like River State, for instance. We need to bring them all together, all the interests together, for us to have a unison party in the states and probably to win future elections in River State. My only problem with APC they have seen, by special grace of God, I have traveled around this country, and I can tell of the politics in the north, I can tell of the politics in the west. I can also tell of the politics in the east, here in the south. I believe in APC here in River State. And I think by and large in the south, there is really a problem. There is a problem. You have men who just believe in their personal interests and they don't even believe in the party. And when an opportunity is given to them to serve in the name of the party, either a government or whatever, what they do is to drive that agenda. You don't have them, putting their mind in the interest of the party. Let us see how we can promote the party. Let us see how we can make the party a household name. Let us see how we can make the people fall in love with the party. Let us see how we can gather more people together and ensure that we have a mass party in the state. You don't see people like that. What they do is think about themselves, probably maybe carry their family members along, and one or two persons whom they will give some crushes, and you talk as if the party is actually on ground and existing, and the party is working together as a party that is expected to be. APC is very lucky that it is a party that is generally accepted in the west and in the north. If we're to be the mindset of the south side and in the south, I think APC will not win anything. APC will be thrown out, because majority of the people they entrusted this power in their hands in order to drive the affairs of party, they don't really care about the party.
You mean in South?
In South in particular, okay. They don't care about the party. In River, they don't care about the party. What they do is all about themselves. Then the next thing they do is to run to media where they feel that maybe they need to make certain noise. paint a picture as if, yes, they are actually running the party, moving the party, people are within the... No, there is nothing like that. They just run that propaganda, to send that false information to the national that they are putting the party together. While there's nothing like that. I remember there was a time I went to Lagos for one invitation. The meeting I went to, after the meeting, then like somebody just went ahead and told some of the APC members that Emi Firaga is around and all that. I was so surprised. And from there they called me. I went somewhere. A CTC chairman paid for an accommodation, a hotel for me to live. And as I was, what is the issue? They say, we saw what you have been doing for the party and all that. I say, doing for which party are you actually referring to? Because I'm at loss. They say, APC, you've helped us, certain information, certain this, certain that, you fight it. I say, what are you just doing? I'm just doing as a Nigerian. I love truth. And that is what I've been. They say, and that truth has actually helped. If not, they would have finished APC in those areas. Just imagine people having that kind of mindset. In the West, I live in South Area. I live in Rivers, Port Harcourt. But imagine going to the West. People appreciate one or two things you've done. But in APC, Rivers State, and they don't even care about you. They don't care if you are even the party member. As a party member, what they need you for is what they want to use, after which they shut down the ladder. All right. And you continue that trajectory. So APC, as they are trying to, organize their congresses, what they expect them to do is to look for men who believe in the party, right. Men who believe in the idea of the party, and men who will stick to the party, and not transactional politicians who will want to shout your hooray today, and when a better offer comes, they shift and you become a shit in their own eyes again, and mind, they will propagate all manner of things again because a better offer has come. Right. These are not really true party men.
Okay. Now you've spoken about the strength of APC in the South. I want to cast your mind a bit to the Edo State APC and what transpired prior to the Guba elections. You will agree with me, or you recall that APC in Edo State was balkanized. In fact, they even after the primaries, the governorship primaries, the fallout of that primaries, the issue between the current governor-elect and his deputy, and how the primaries, there was a rerun, and what happened at the end of the day. PDP had exactly the same problem. Labour Party also had that, and to a large extent, Labour Party's own escalated to litigation. Now, PDP lost members even more and more, but Ganduje was able to pull APC together in Edo State, reconciled all the factions, and they went into that election with one voice. The same thing is playing out in Ondo State as well, where Ganduje has also paid a visit with other APC bigwigs and national leaders, and they are currently pushing for unity in order to clinch the governorship seat in Ondo State. Now, the question is, when it comes to Rivers State, Edo, by the way, is in South, because you had concerns around South. That was why I had to point out Edo. Are we looking at the individuals now, or the ability of the party, I mean, with these upcoming congresses, the ability of the party to close rank and file, to also bring the same wisdom that they applied in Edo State and they applied in Ondo State now to, reconcile warring factions and go into these world congresses? Because you recall what happened with PDP world congresses in PDP Congress in Rivers State. A faction of PDP went to court to get court order to stop the Congress from holding. Now, we have the Emeka Beke faction that the National Working Committee of PDP said they don't recognize him as the substantive chairman of PDP, as the substantive chairman of APC in Rivers State. And on the other hand, you have Tony Okocha, who was the CTC caretaker committee, but ousted by the court judgment. And even after that court judgment, his tenure expired. National Working Committee still reinstated him again. Now, in face of all these things, how do you see this playing out? The National Working Committee, Tony Okocha has the blessing of the National Working Committee. Emeka Beke does not have the blessing of the National Working Committee. The same National Working Committee is organizing this elective Congress. It might not favor Emeka Beke. Emeka Beke might want to fight back. How do you see this playing out at the end of the day?
You see, a political party is a conglomeration of interests. People who want to actualize their political interests, fusing themselves into political party. But the paramount thing is that the interests of the party ought to prevail over every other interest. But in this part of the world, many people want their interests, to supersede the interests of the party, which is abnormal in politics. In the case of Rivers State, all I said earlier, I think if you narrow them down, Rivers State is is more of corporates. Yes, to the scenario I painted at that time. More of Edo State, you see the likes of Oshomole and the other persons, the way they organize the party. But River State is very, somehow, I don't want to use an offensive word. So in River State, I don't understand the kind of politics. Let me come in this mind. I don't understand how they see a political party. Political party, sometimes you sacrifice for the party to grow, because you believe that in that interest of the party, that is where your interest will be actualized. But if you think that your interest must supersede and everything must go your own way, not that you want the party to grow, but because you want to, grab one or two things, and that is all, I think you always have a problem. For if there is one among the many kudos you are to give to APC, one of them is, I think, the ability to manage themselves under this Tinubu administration. They have proven some form of leadership. Human beings will always quarrel. But after the quarrel, what do? Do you go your various ways, or you manage yourself, you come together again and form a better unity and all that? APC have been doing this. They have a way of talking to their members and bringing them on board. And that is what I also wanted to transport to River State. In River State, I think you standing up to even fight your party, taking your party to court, I think is an aberration. Because the party have a mechanism for resolving crisis. It's a party affair, and court have ruled several times that the party, is supreme when it comes to party matters. So I expected politicians to understand this, that party is supreme when it comes to party matters. If you have grievances, things you don't like about the happenings in the party, I think there are channels you are supposed to,
there is a way the politicians coin these matters before the court that probably will force the court to entertain it. Now, most times, the politicians do not go to court praying the court to give judgment over a certain situation. They use this language. They ask the court to interpret the party constitution. Now, in the course of interpreting the party constitution, the court, of course, will make some statements, and that is the judgment. Haven't you seen that play out severally? They will tell you, we've gone to court as the court to interpret the constitution of the PDP.
I think,
or the APC.
You as a member of a party, in my own sense and my own orientation, I think you doing that in the first place, you ought to be sanctioned.
All right.
You ought to be sanctioned, because you just took the party outside. You just showed that you can submit yourself to leadership. So, do you mean that if the party a certain area and the best way to resolve the matter is to go to court, or you play the politics within the party and find a means to resolve the crisis and ensure that the party stick together?
In the case of River State, now, how do you see this playing out? Because do you think that Emeka Beke, who has not enjoyed the support of the National Working Committee, do you think they would just, sit by and let this just happen, knowing that since they are not even enjoying the blessing of the National Working Committee, their chances might be very slim?
I think I can do it all alone.
How do you see it playing out?
That is what I want to. I think I can do it all alone. Mentality is actually one of our doing in the South Side when it comes to politics. We just believe that as long as I am there, I'm in charge. Therefore, I can do things the way I want and all that. You see, this is politics. You see, there are political philosophers who say that politics is a means for resolving crisis. So if politics is a means for resolving crisis, and you feel that at the time you fall out of grace within the party, what are you expected to do? You lobby your way out again. You politic to bring yourself on board, to favor. You disagree to agree in party. People will always disagree. People will always fall out of favor. What makes you to fall out of favor? Trace your step back. Find a way around You play the politics, you lobby. Yes, I am here, but here I am. I can do here, I can do here. You see the party, you know, bringing you on board again. But you thinking that, okay, this is, I am the chairman or I'm in charge at the state level, therefore I can do this. Nobody should tell me what to do. People will tell you because the state doesn't have their own party. APC is one. PDP is one. It's registered as one umbrella. The other one is registered as one broom. So you are just a unit of the larger broom, or one of the seed of the broom, or a spoke of the umbrella. So you are just one. The umbrella is still there existing. It is the umbrella that brings it. Although you are one of the pillar, that doesn't mean that you are above the umbrella or you are above the broom. So you need to put yourself within the broom for you to have, you know, a kind of a recognition in the functions of the party. So play yourself back, and not to say that, oh, since you don't recognize me, therefore I must impose myself on the party through court. The party will throw you out.
All right.
The party will throw you out and say exist, and then you will go to court. Court will still tell you that it's a party affair. And then you'll be at a loss. So let all of them, you know, try to subsume this their interest, so the interest of the party, and see they can. Emeka Beke fall out of grace today, can still be recalled and join only if you don't see yourself or make yourself as a means to antagonize the party at the national. You can't fight the party. Not that the party will just throw you out and find your replacement with it. You know, transactional politicians are there. If you are one of them, there are other transactional politicians who are just looking for an opportunity to fight you. So they are always there, and you're looking around. So don't give them that room to take your place, but rather play the politics with them. Go to the national, play the politics. Yes, I have seen, here I have come. All I've seen are falling short of the glory. But now let us come together and see how we can bring
under
back the
broom,
so that we can sweep all the bad, all the debt away from Rivers State and ensure that Rivers State, you know, shines brighter.